What is up, folks? Today is Flagship Day. Here we have the Tangzu, what is it called? Xuanwu Gate. Before I begin this review, I'm not going to bore you with the unboxing, but quickly I'm going to show you something very interesting. Just take a look at this monstrosity of a box right here. That's a behemoth right there. Oh my god. Wow. Would you look at that? This is literally the box it came in. It's kind of even bigger than the Glacier box I have. Oh my god. Let me take it out and voila. There we go. This is how it looks. And you can see the Xuanwu Gate. Probably a hexagonal shape. I looked out Xuanwu Gate, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, I have no idea. And I saw some things, you know, like I will not talk about it. You can, I don't know why would anyone name something after that, but there's Wikipedia. You can check out what happened. Certainly, that's not my favorite part of this IEM. Now, let's begin with the box. Tangzu, of course, is a very great brand from China. I have brought a few of their IEMs, specifically, honestly, the cheaper ones, and I was super impressed with the quality, super impressed with the level of detail and value it offered, and the bass balance, separation, everything was great at that price point. And then SimGod came, and rest is history, as they say. So I will just show you three things quickly here. First is, if this box couldn't even get any more big, like check this out, like see what the hell is going on here. It opens up like this, and I can't even fit it in the view here. It's so big, it's like, you know, and you get here the IEMs themselves, and then I can't even, my finger is so thick it cannot even open here, so you got just open, and I don't know how I could show you that. See, that's the box. It's like an alien spaceship. Like, if you want to see how it looks, that's how it looks. It comes with this cool, let me get it. All right, quickly I got that box out of the way. Without unboxing, I just want to show you this leather big box case you get with gold colored zippers, and it's very high quality and it's really big, very spacious, very roomy, and you kind of get this velvet texture inside where you can put your IEMs, earpieces here. You get your cable here and 3.5 exchangeable, interchangeable connector adapter. I put it here, and that's it. This is still velvet. It's really, really nice tasting. Of course, it could get dirty easily. Here you put your dongle, you put your ear tips, you put an extra cable, whatever you want, and it's really big, actually. It could fit even small portable amp, like something like the Hi-Fi hit deck. You could, like, to show you how big that is like you can get this one and just remove the cable, and honestly, you can just put it inside if you fit this one out. Like so. So, anyway, let's get back to our topic. You can see it closes, no problem. So, that's about the case, really. They come with, another thing is they come with two sets of ear tips, as you can see. These are the narrow bore ear tips. They're okay, like not my favorite, of course, but they're okay. And this is the wide bore ear tips. They enhance the treble. I have no idea why would anyone use that, but for this IEM, but they're there. I tested both of them, the large size, the blue. They work great for my ears, no problem. But my ear tips work better. Like Duno SNS, Final E ear tips, and Render ear tips. These are my choices. Sometimes velvet ear tips are also great, but Final is much better. The IEMs themselves, let's talk about the earpieces here. Let's talk first about the cable that they come in before I turn to the earpieces. The cable, Tangzu says it is a single crystal copper and silver plated at the same time. Let's talk about the wire, the cable itself, not the wire. As you can see, it's obviously very high quality. This is my type of wire. The thickness, I don't like thin ones. I like them like this thickness, this thick, and you can see here it's very flexible. It's like lit structure, I think, and it has like very flexible feel to it. It's very soft, and you can get it up and round, and never tangled for me. As you can see, it's very, very easy. Now, the IEMs themselves came with these set of ear tips, which I didn't use. I'm just putting them here for the review. And let's have a closer look at the IEM themselves. Tangzu Xuanwu. Oh my god, man. Like, so many names. Even the name on the IEM itself is strange. It's not in English. I don't know if you could pick up on that, but anyway, you can see here these grooves, and here they have these grooves. They say it represents something. I can remember what they say. You have here the vent, and here on the other side you have the same beautiful letter marking, the beautiful grooves, and here you have the IEM itself. They're not gold colored, they're more like copper colored, red gold, if you understand what I'm saying. Now let's measure one up, like weight and nozzle diameter quickly before we start. And this is the right side, no ear tip, and I'm just going to put it like so, and it's 8.4 grams. That's quite average, not heavy, not light, and as you can see here, it is 5.9 millimeters for the nozzle diameter. With that said, out of the way, let's talk first about the sound. Now, this is a flagship from Tangzu, and before I begin this review about the sound, I want to say a few things first, quickly. I want to say that when I'm going to give my opinion here, this is going to be my opinion. It's going to be my subjective opinion about the sound I heard. I'm trying to be as objective as I can for you, the viewer, to try to understand. I'm trying to stay out of my preferences when I describe sound. Yet at the same time, I'll tell you when I feel this is my preference. I'm a human being, of course. I cannot be like a machine, totally objective, but I will tell you what I heard as much as I can. Second is, I want to say that Tangzu is a great company. Even if some parts of this IEM are not to my liking, and many are, that doesn't mean anything. I was super impressed with many of their other IEMs. Rather, this one could not be for me, to be honest, but I will describe. Before I begin, any of you guys who know, the IEMs I use, I test on many amps, many DACs, starting from E70, L70, D90, A90, and like FIO BTR7, Snowy Nights, Moon River 2TI, and THX 789. I would say A90 and THX 789 are the amps I use to get a true picture of what I'm listening at, and then I try to go and scale up from here. Let's start with the bass and the sub bass. I would say the sub bass is okay. Let me just be like that, okay? I don't want to say it's low. All right, it's okay. It's average or slightly below average. But then we get to the bass. And here is my personal opinion. Okay, if you, like Tangzu says, this is tuned in a neutral way. This is a 9-driver IEM. It's one dynamic driver, 10mm composite, carbon composite. And then you get 4 BAs, which are custom. And then you get 2 ESTs. So 10mm carbon composite is usually very good. The bass here, in my opinion, they say they tuned it neutral. They say they tuned the IEM as a neutral reference. Okay, all right, I could agree. Like, honestly, I feel the bass is okay, maybe low. That's my opinion, like, to be completely honest. Like it is low at this price. It is low. Like, you know, like neutral doesn't mean it shouldn't have a good bass, right? Like who said that neutral means no bass? Like if it's like that, we will all get like BA IEMs, lower their bass, and wow, we all have reference IEMs. But that's not what neutral means. Like neutral means balanced sound signature that has all the sound frequencies in the neutral way without being overemphasized and without being rolled off. And here the bass is not rolled off, but I think it's weak in a way, but it is okay if you want to call it neutral. I kind of agree. I would just say it's light. No, it is not weak like something like the Performer 8, which I felt was held back by the performance of the bass. But I think here that at this price, man, if you want to call something a flagship, like I think it deserves a bit of a slight boost, right? Because the bass is very punchy, it's fast, it's clear, detailed, and resolving. But the slam is so weak. The slam is, I'm not getting that, you know, the itch that I have sometimes when I want to feel the good bass. I'm not getting it. You know how I got it? Actually, when I got this product, the hip tag from Hi-Fi, and I put it and I put the X bass button, and I heard it, and I was like, wow, now it became an excellent IM in my opinion, for my personal use, which made me realize that this was done on purpose, probably. Maybe sound preference, maybe it's made for another market, I don't know, but I will tell you, if the viewer wants to know, the bass is excellent quality, it is high resolution, it is very detailed and resolving, punchy, and yet at the same time, I don't feel it is good in the amount, and it doesn't slam that hard. That's how I would say the bass is. It's just like if a good bass is like boom, boom, boom. I hear the bass is like this. It is there, it is in the background, and that's what I would say about it. If you want to call this neutral, I will not disagree. All right, we can call this neutral. I remember the Tangent Origin had also a similar type of bassing quantity, and it was even lower, and it felt lower most of the time. But when the song had the bass, when the song was there, the meaty parts of the bass and sub-bass, the attack, it moved. I felt the slam sometimes. So I felt, oh yeah, that's kind of what I would call neutral. You know, bass, when the song is bass heavy, I feel it. Here, when the song is bass heavy, I felt the bass is moderate. So you, the viewer, should decide now and tell me if this is or not. Moving on to the vocals, and we'll start with the lower mid-range. There is a slight bass bleed. Very slight. Put a mark under that. I said very slight. And it's in a good way, because it makes the vocals a bit warm, and in a good way. Since the bass is already light, I think the bass is moving more when it gets to the vocal area, you know? Like while other IMs are shying down here and getting low, like the Harman Target and stuff like that. But here I feel they did the opposite, because the male vocals have this sense of bass behind them. They have, the thick vocals, they have this sense of warmth, and the bass in the male vocals, it sometimes, to a very small degree, could make the male vocals not the most clear, I would say. But because the bass is very clear, remember I said it is very clear and very snappy, you don't feel that it's like you have to really listen and compare a lot to understand that, oh, this slight bass bleed is very good. It's done because the bass is not a lot, and if they just did like Harman and removed, you know, the curve at 200 and lowered down to make the vocals shine, it would sound thin. And thank God they didn't do that. They did the exactly correct way for this IM, and thankfully that's good. So there is where it's at. The male vocals themselves are okay, I would say. They have a great detail. They're not at the forefront or anything. The vocals are not forward here. The vocals are detailed and very, very resolving, I would say that. Like Tangzu, like said, they use customized BA drivers, but they didn't say which type, so probably they produced them in-house, unlike the Sonian EST, which they produced. They got from Sonian, which is a famous brand specifically for ESTs and BAs. So there's that part, and the upper mid-range gets into the area where I'm starting to say and feel some things about this IEM here. The upper mid-range is a bit focused on the higher side of things, slightly. Still, the problem here didn't start. I will tell you where my problem is. It's not really a problem, but it starts to get more detailed, but more pushed. Not shouty, not shrilled, not at all, but the female vocals sound more, energetic than they should. And you feel the male vocals, who are thin enough, are more concentrated and more brought up to light, which gives it a sense of detail, as I say, which gives it a sense of presence, but except that some instruments could sound, it's too much sometimes. Sometimes, like electric guitars, and so on. The detail and instrument separation on the Tangzu Xuanwu is top-notch. Top-notch. So keep that in mind. Also, I will speak about it again. Now we get to the treble area, and I will divide this into lower treble and upper treble. Here is the part where I said this is my opinion, my preferences, maybe my ears, maybe my own set, I have no idea, but the treble, lower and upper, is way too spicy for my taste. My taste, not yours, my taste. I think it is done way too much, in my opinion. Like way too much. Like I can only listen to low and mid volume when I use this excellent IEM. And I think here there are two parts, good parts and bad parts. The part I didn't like for myself is the part which I think, according to what I listened to, I would rush and say like it's probably 8 to 12K, mostly. Like this is the part that I don't like. I feel it's pushed too much. It gives a lot of detail. It gives a lot of detail. You have no idea. Like it's a lot of detail. And then there is, I think it goes more because there is more extension to 14K. I think the 12 to 14K and so on is done good. It's not too much. But the 8K specifically, I'm usually sensitive to the area of 8 to 9K. I can listen immediately and say, oh, yeah, And it is done way too much. Keep in mind, because of the quality of the drivers and EST, it's not as sibilant as you would think it is. Which means that yes, it is sibilant sometimes, but not as you would think it is. The problem is the drums and the cymbals and the electric guitars and anything that has a lot of splash, a lot of sticks, a lot of female high vocals, anything like that is way too much, in my opinion, to my taste. It's done. I don't know why, man. Like, is this a preference? Is this something? Is this the idea of trying to have a reference IEM that is super clear and detailed? I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. Like, I brought this area with EQ down a few notches, usually 3 dB, and detail got less, but sound improved way too much. And I increased the bass, and this IEM became something else. It really became something else. And anyway, that's my opinion about the treble, which I talked about. That doesn't mean that I will say no. I will just say if you're treble sensitive, I highly advise you to try them first. Give them a listen before you say something about them. Now, two things here that make this IEM a flagship and compare with many things, and I will tell you what it is. Detail, retrieval, imaging, and soundstage. Now, let me tell you something. Now, the Dunu Glacier, you can see here the Dunu Glacier. This is my daily driver for a long time. You can see here. I know, almost double the price and even more. I understand that completely. But to show you the level of quality that Tangzu here offered, are they on the same level? No, no way, no. Like the Duno has a lot more detail and a lot more imaging, a lot more soundstage, but you know, this has a lot of detail. I would say more than half compared to the Duno, you know, if not more. But it's not comfortable detail, and the soundstage here is super wide compared to most IEMs. Duno is still wider, of course, and better. But when I listen to this, I feel, wow, man, that's like 60% of the Duno soundstage, and it's better than most IEMs I listen to, except a few, of course, like the Campfire. And then we get to the imaging, and I feel, wow, this is like 70% of the imaging of the Duno Glacier. Except the Duno Glacier has more detail in the imaging, but for localization ability, for being to sense where the sound is coming from, and the 3D surround ability. You can hear here, when I see that the price is $650 on this, and the Duno is $1,300, and this at least can get like 60%, that makes me feel, wow, you know, that's very good. Like the Tantrum Origin cannot do that. But here, when I listen to Hotel California, and you know, there's the part of the drums where like, and you can feel from the right side to the middle to the left side with perfect clarity, and the cymbal hits, the hi-hats are absolutely clear. It is an experience. Like the soundstage is 3D, the imaging is out of this world, and the detail retrieval is very good. Again, comes at a price of sharpness, but very good. Is it even close to something like the Glacier? No. Way less detail, way lower soundstage, way lower imaging. But impressive compared to many things. Like you listen to this and you listen to Blessing 2 and 3 and you would say, oh, yeah, I understand now. That is my opinion. Like I don't have any other IEMs at this price range at the current current day and age. Like here, like I have the SA6 MK2, but I don't think it's a fair comparison. They're all BA IEMs and they were released a long time ago, and you know, so much have improved. I don't think it's fair anymore. But this has a lot of good detail, man. Like if you guys have this comment on it, maybe I have a problem. I'm sensitive to treble. I don't know. Like, last things I will say is that drivability, the amplifier pairing. You can put your hands here when you put them in the ear, and the rest you can adjust them like a hand rest. It's very nice. They are 10 ohms. Keep that in mind, but they're very easy to drive. They scale well with better sources, but they get more detailed and dynamic, and the bass improves, but it's not that much that I would say, oh, you need an amp for that or something. No, you can drive them from any dongle. They're great. Anyway, that's all I gotta say for it. It's an excellent IEM. Maybe not for me, but I'm sure it will be for many other people. It's very, very, very nice. Like, would I recommend them with EQ? Hell yeah. Yeah, they're one great IEM, man. Like with EQ, any complaint I have about them is gone. Literally gone. Seriously gone. The level of detail here, even when you bring down the 8K level to 12K level, is still awesome. It's still higher than many IEMs you get at this price range. You just have to listen to it to understand what I mean. Like, if you guys, like, many people ask me, like, SimGod, and yeah, SimGod is great, Tangzu Origin is great, these things are great, listen to this, and oh my god, you will understand what a level of true detail retrieval sounds like, what soundstage in an IEM sounds like. It comes at the price of being harsh, I know, but sometimes it is harsh in some sounds, but you understand, even if it is harsh, and you lower it with EQ, this is better than anything you listen to below that price range. If you think the Moondrop Blessing has detail, listen to this. Just listen to this. If you like the Blessing 3, just listen to this. And you'll see, oh man, they're not clear like this at all. The bass here could be improved also, but with EQ it becomes way too good, way too good. These IMs take well to EQ. They have very low distortion. EST drivers at this price range is awesome. If I would compare this to one IM, my favorite, I would say the Moondrop variations. I like them better for the tuning, but they don't have the same or even close to the level of detail these offer. That's how I would describe it. These detail retrieval levels here are flagship worthy. The soundstage is flagship worthy. It's 1K honestly, and the imaging is 1K price. It should be. The tuning itself, it's up to the preference of the listener. We all have different preferences, and I'll leave that to you. Flagship, case, accessories, and packaging. Yeah, of course, no complaint here. Anyone would agree. The look is awesome. I look forward to more IMs from Tangzu. I'm going to be getting from them, buying new ones when they release it. I like a lot of their IMs in the lower price range, and I will continue to be impressed by them, I'm sure. This one could be for many people. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, leave a like, thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any questions, if you want me to compare it to anything, leave it in the comment below. I will reply. Until next time, see you. Stay positive. Bye.